we have a presentation entitled UAE Real Estate Market Sentiment, Future Outlook from Investors, Real Estate Professionals and Potential Home Buyers. And I think this is particularly important because, as His Excellency mentioned, we've got to do our research before we produce a real estate development and ultimately sell a real estate development. If we don't do our homework and our research, that's when the problems begin. Our speaker today is a quantitative market researcher with more than 13 years' experience in this region, the Middle East and also North Africa. She leads, currently, YouGov's Real Estate, Government and Polling Research Divisions. Please join me in welcoming then our next speaker this morning, the Research Director with YouGov, Lara Al Barazi. Lara. Morning, Lara.
Hello, everyone. I'm so happy to be here with all the real estate experts, and I'm excited to kind of share the interesting findings of the study we ran recently for Cityscape Global. So my name is Lara Al Barazi. I've been working with YouGov for over 8 years now, and I have the chance to work on real estate projects since I joined. So basically, I witnessed all the changes that happened to the market, and basically how it kind of, this market, how it matured. Let me start first with introducing YouGov. Who's YouGov? YouGov has started back in 2000 in the UK as an online pollster and has since grown to become a full market research agency. We have been operating in the Middle East for over 10 years now. We have 6 offices across the region. Our forte is basically our online panel. It's purely for research purposes. Globally, we have 3.3 million panelists. In the region, we have over 400,000 panelists. So what is this study about? So basically, the objective of this study was to explore the future market sentiment across real estate professionals, consumers, and to understand, basically, to uncover their future confidence in the Dubai real estate market and the Middle East. So this study was commissioned by Informa, Cityscape Global Event Management. Who did we speak to? We have spoken to a total sample of over 1,500. We've spoken to property investors, potential home buyers, and real estate professionals. So we spoke to kind of all the sides of the market. What is the main kind of insight of this study? The most important message we got from investors that UAE, 60% of investors believe that the UAE is the most promising country when it comes to property investments. For them, UAE is still offering the safety, the security, the return on investment. For 40%, you have 10% for India, 6% for Saudi, 5% for Egypt. But still, you have 60% who believe UAE is the most promising country. To back this insight, we basically looked at their current portfolio mix. And as you can see, real estate tops the list of their investments. You have 43% currently that are investing in real estate. They still believe that it's the most safe investment, followed by equities, currencies, commodities, and funds and bonds. So, and if you look for at least for the coming year, you still have 45% that want to invest in real estate. That tells you how much potential the real estate has in this region and in Dubai specifically. So what is the sentiment that everyone has in the market right now? How do they see the market growing in the next year? And as you can see, across the board, whether it's potential home buyers, property investors, or real estate professionals, all of them are expecting a continuing growth of the Dubai real estate market. You can see that the real estate professionals are the most positive about that. So a very kind of positive and reassuring sentiment for the year to come. So when it comes to prices, since everyone is expecting like a positive and growing real estate market, they're expecting as well an increase in prices of sales and rental for the commercial properties. 61% of property investors expect the prices whether rental or sales, to go up for the next year. Same goes for residential properties. So they're still expecting rental prices to go up for the next year. You have 48% of professionals, real estate professionals, who expect the prices to go up to 10% in the coming year. This is, it's very interesting. Basically, we asked investors that we have interviewed, if you had $10 million to invest in the UAE real estate market, where would you invest them? And 52% of property investors would choose residential real estate sector. So the residential has a lot of potential for the coming year. Most people see the return is, there's a return on their investment. There's a lot of potential in this market. Consumers and a lot of people want to buy and sell in this sector. What follows are hotel and management, but it's like 18%, and retail. But still, the bulk would go for residential property market. What's the most important factor for anyone who wants to purchase a property in Dubai? It's still location. When we spoke to potential home buyers, so anyone who's looking to buy a property, 56% had they're mostly interested in any property that's close to public transportation, whether tram, whether metro, followed by 44% grocery stores, 41% next to retail shopping malls, and 37% next to mosques. So still a very important factor. And where potential home buyers would go to buy and sell their properties? As you can see, 7 in 10 potential home buyers would go online, so they would use an internet portal to buy, rent, or sell their properties. And the most important form of payment for them is, or the most preferred one, is mortgage and finance. 56% prefer mortgage and finance. However, when we looked to the demographics of those potential home buyers, we could see that for Arab expat and Emiratis, they still prefer cash and check payment, while, for example, for Asian expat and Westerners, they still prefer the mortgage and finance payments. As we were speaking before about the political stability, this is a very important factor, whether it is for Dubai real estate market or for the Middle East. I mean, we asked investors and potential home buyers what do they think about the real estate market in the Middle East. And there's still a positive sentiment about it. It's still more conservative compared to Dubai. But for them, it is really important to have this political stability. This is the most important factor to ensure sustainable growth of the real estate market, followed by greater investment protection, more regulation in the market. This is basically what investors are looking for. So somewhere where they can invest, it is safe, it is secure, there's leadership, there's infrastructure. So this is where Dubai and UAE basically excel, because they're providing all the important factors for investors. That was a very short and sweet presentation. So if you have any questions, I have a couple of minutes.
We have a couple of minutes now before we break for coffee. So happy to take a couple of questions for Lara. Literally 2 questions before we break for our cup of coffee. Can we raise the house lights so I can see people in the audience? Okay. You've got to be quick with a question. You snooze, you lose. We've got some people with microphones. Yes, we have. Fabulous. Okay, I'm going to take the first question if you don't. Going once, going twice. There we go. Thank you very much indeed, sir. You beat me to it.
Hi there. Daniel Hart from MasterKey. I saw your stat there, 7 out of 10 would like to go onto property portals. Is that right?
Correct.
I just wanted to see, is that a trend that you've seen increasing over the last few years? Since 2000 when you started, is that something that you see continuing to increase, or have we kind of reached the limit?
This study was done recently, and we didn't compare it with previous studies. So at end of July, we ran the study across those potential home buyers, and we asked them what's the preferred kind of method of buying and selling and purchasing, and it came up as the most important one. We still have brokers, but this is kind of the most attractive one and the easiest way to kind of, for the transaction.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thanks very much indeed. I'll take one more question, or it's going to fall to me. Okay, who's got the final question? Yes, please. Thank you, sir. Gentleman in the second row. Thank you very much indeed.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Mohammed Al-Maghrabi. I am the Commercial Counselor of Egypt here in Dubai. Ms. Lara, you mentioned that Egypt will take only 5% of growth of real estate in the region. I think you need to review this number again due to the World Bank numbers, because now in Egypt we are going to build a new capital, and we already finished our new Suez Canal. This number, need to be revision. Thank you.
So I didn't catch that.
The question, broadly speaking, thank you, it's an interesting one. He's questioning your figure about Egypt only being 5%, saying with so much happening, particularly in Cairo at the moment and elsewhere, surely Egypt must be higher than 5%. What's your response?
Well, basically, I mean, we had a list of countries, a very long list of countries. You have Europe, you have, across the world. And UAE, not surprisingly, came first. You had India second, and third Egypt. So I think you have a lot of potential for Egypt.
And the people you spoke to geographically, where were they all based?
Mainly in the UAE.
Mainly in the UAE. So that could explain the sample. Devil's always in the sampling, isn't it? Lara, fascinating insights. Thank you very much indeed for sharing them with us today. Really appreciate it. Thank you.